religion is always speaking in two directions. Backwards, to a golden age we are told once existed, or forwards, to a paradise or reward we are promised will arrive. But it rarely speaks to where life actually happens. Here, now, in the present. The past gives religion safety. Most religions depend on origin stories, prophets, scriptures, miracles, ancestors. To maintain authority, they anchor themselves in familiar claims. This is how it has always been. We must do what our forefathers did. Truth was revealed once, long ago. If truth was already revealed, leaders can say, we are only guardians of what has already been decided. History becomes a shield, a way to avoid new questions. And the future becomes a bargaining chip. Be patient. Obey. Pay. Submit. Your reward is coming later. A political strategy draped in spiritual language. The promise of heaven tomorrow becomes a way to avoid injustice today. Because the present is dangerous. The present asks difficult questions. Where is your compassion when it comes to LGBTQ rights? Where is your moral clarity on child abuse, wealth inequality, and corruption? Why do spiritual leaders sit on thrones while followers sit on the floor? Why does truth require silence when power is being misused? To answer the present honestly would require evolution, courage, accountability, and that threatens those who profit from stability and obedience. If the present becomes the center, people begin to ask, why should we obey texts written 1,000 years ago? Why should institutions rule our behavior today? That threatens institutional control, so the focus shifts back to history. Because the present is messy. It contains complex moral questions, medical ethics, divorce, abuse, corrupt clergy. It includes scientific discoveries that challenge Scripture, social justice movements, mental health, trauma, personal autonomy. To engage the present honestly means doctrines must evolve. Leaders must answer uncomfortable contradictions. Power structures may weaken. It is safer to keep conversations abstract and avoid the morally inconvenient now. For many communities, religion becomes less about truth and more about identity. A tribe, a nostalgia machine, a comfort blanket. Talking about the present forces accountability, reform, change, admitting mistakes. Historical storytelling and future promises are easier. They unify people without requiring action. Yet here is the great irony. If spirituality has any value at all, it can only exist in the present, in how we treat people now, in whether we stand against injustice now, in whether our character is visible now. The past is memory. The future is speculation. But the present is where morality can actually be measured. Religion talks about the past because that is where its story lives. It talks about the future because that is where its promises work. It avoids the present because reality is harder to control than belief. So the real question is not whether religion is true, but whether it dares to exist in the only time that is real, this moment, the one in our hands, right now. Thank you for watching and see you next time.